Hey, welcome to 209coach.com. I want to do a video for you today regarding more of a rotational swing in regards to more of a pelvis tilt or a tilt swing. A lot of players out there, they get into their toe touch or heel plant and they become very rotational. When you do that, the bat tends to have the tendency to leave the zone prematurely. And the reason why is because your body's rotating, so your bat rotates along with your rotation of your hips. Now on the left is more of the rotational swing, and on the right is more of a swing dealing more with a pelvis tilt. And I'm just going to kind of explain to you the difference is what's going on here. This is a student of mine, and his dad sent me a video of him on the left. And I told him, I said his swing right now, he's getting a little bit more into a lunge on the left. And he's also, because of that, his hands were dropping a little bit, getting more into rotation of his hips, and his shoulders were kind of spinning out a little bit. Therefore, giving you more of a kind of a merry-go-round swing on the left in comparison to more of a Ferris wheel swing on the right. So let me explain to you what I'm talking about. Now, both these swings are pretty synced up right now, okay? So you can see here what's going on right here on both these swings right here. He's getting into the apex of the gather right here, and I'll just kind of put him at the apex of the gather right here. So right here he's at the apex of the gather, and you're going to see here what's going on now. Pay attention what's going on here on the left. First of all, as far as his front foot, you're going to see here that as he starts to go, he's kind of bringing his foot and his leg out there. It's kind of like almost like a forward move with a little bit too much momentum going on. And when you do that, you tend to land on your heel plant and hit more from the front leg, therefore giving you more of a rotational swing, okay? So right now, on the left, he's pretty much at toe touch, and what he did was he kind of lunged there. In other words, he was moving a few inches more towards the pitcher on the left in comparison to the right. Now, I'm just going to bring up a couple of things right now. At this stage of the swing, you can see here, it's very obvious that his hips right here are very level. Now on this swing right here, the after one, I told him I wanted him to get more into a pelvis tilt, okay? In other words, you're going to see here, and I'll just back this up right here. Watch on the right, okay? Watch what he's doing. You can see when he gets to toe touch in comparison to when he was what he was doing before on the left, okay? So he gets to the apex of the gather, and on the right, pay attention what's going on. I'll pause him at toe touch. He gets to toe touch right now, and you can see that on the left, his foot is still in the air and has not gotten to toe touch yet, okay? So in other words, he's transferring his weight, and then he gets down to the point because of all that weight transfer, he's pretty much now hitting off of a heel plant, where on the right, he's hitting more off a toe touch. And what I told him to do was, I said, just all I want you to do is I want you to just hit off your back leg, okay? This is what I was telling him to do. Now hit off your back leg. And he wasn't doing too bad of a bad job getting in his back leg on the left. But what he did on the right, what he basically did was he got on the left, and that I told him, I said, just get that pelvis tilt where, like I just mentioned to you, where you have more of this going on like this, okay, instead of what he has going on here like that. And I said, all I want you to do is get your front leg and pretty much just hover it out there and just get to toe touch. Okay, so right here, he's pretty much at toe touch right here, like I just mentioned on the left. Now from here, I told him, once you get to toe touch, you want to hit from there and you want to do a pelvis tilt. And what that will allow him to do, and I mentioned this to him, that this will allow for the bat to immediately snap behind him, okay, snap behind him and pretty much work in an orbit where everything is working, again, like a Ferris wheel in a beautiful orbit. This allows you to go hit to and through the ball with a lot of power, and it allows you to stay with the pitch a lot longer. And I'll explain that to you in a little bit more detail here in a second. Now, again, He's at toe touch right now on the right, and on the left, he hasn't quite gotten there. And because he was transferring his weight several inches more on the left, he tended to get kind of a planted into a heel plant swing on the left, therefore giving him more of a rotational swing. Now you can see here how the hips are on both these swings. Very obvious that on the right, he has more of a pelvis tilt. Now, watch what's going on right here. Again, these swings are pretty synced up right here. And as he starts to swing, watch what's going on right here with his swing. Now, as we go a little further here, and as he starts to complete the swing right here, you can see here, it's very obvious that his shoulders on the right are very flat. His bat here is very flat. Now compare that right here to the one on the right. You can see that his shoulders are right here, and his bat again is working more kind of in a kind of a Ferris wheel where everything is working in a beautiful orbit like this. So in other words, when he's hitting, everything is going to and through the ball, where he's able to just let the bat get in the way, okay? And it stays in the zone longer because everything is working again more like a Ferris wheel, where here, when he's swinging, as he starts to get into his swing, everything starts to kind of work rotational like this. Rotational, and it starts to get really flat where everything starts to leave the zone prematurely because you're rotating so quickly. So in other words, what you do on the right is what I recommend, and the reason why, by having a pelvis tilt, okay, this is going to allow you to really just, first of all, it's going to let you explode through the ball. That, along with the torso tilt on the right, the pelvis tilt working again more in this manner like this, okay, in an upward manner, and your torso, when you get your torso to work more in this manner, you're going to get tremendous snap in your bat, and again, working more like a Ferris wheel more so than a merry-go-round, okay? So if you're working on your swing, what I would highly recommend for you to do is do more what he did on the after swing on the right, which his dad said he'd been hitting really well doing, applying more of the pelvis tilt with a torso tilt, okay? This allows you not only to get your toe touch. Now you can hit from toe touch instead of having to transfer your weight extra frames to heel plant and hit and get rotational on the left, leaving the zone prematurely on the left, or on the right, you're going to get your ability to hit at toe touch. And again, with the pelvis tilt and the torso tilt, your bat is going to work in a beautiful orbit where you can literally launch the ball to every field depending on the pitch. Now, if you turn on it a little bit early on an inside pitch, you're going to be able to just hit the ball with a beautiful launch angle, and you're going to be able to also hit it to opposite field on an inside pitch because of the way the body is rotating because of the pelvis tilt and the torso tilt, where on the left, if you're rotating like he is right here on the left, your bat again is going to the tendency is to leave the zone a little bit prematurely. It's going to wrap around your body. Your hips and your shoulders are going to kind of wrap around, therefore giving you this kind of the swing like you see on the left in comparison to the right. Now, I hope this video makes sense to you. In other words, in a nutshell, just apply getting to your weight on your back leg, okay? This is what I highly recommend. Stay about 100% of your weight on your back leg. Just stay back there like he is right here on the right. Just hover your front leg to toe touch. Just leave it there. And from there, all you have to do is, again, the pelvis tilt, and you do the torso tilt. And then from there, by doing so, it's going to allow you to snap the bat behind you beautifully right there. And then you're going to be able to hit the bat in an angle, okay, in an orbit that's going to be more conducive to hitting doubles, triples, and home runs. And look at this. Look at his bat on the right compared to the left, okay? This is beautiful right there in the adjustment that he made. I appreciate it. You give me a like, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.